This is There Goes My Money.
Welcome, everyone, to another There Goes My Money, episode number 27, recorded on August 10th, which is a Thursday, 2017. Today I have Headmaster Don, and producing for us today, as well as joining in the show, Jason Kirk.
Hello.
Welcome. And myself, Diecast, which everyone probably knows already. So, of course, everyone probably knows Don a little bit more, but...
Well, I am older and have been around, and I've been cheesing people off a lot longer than you have, so...
Well, and
I mean, the whole Titan Master RC thing coming out kind of just,
this is the time. This is the time of RC, so
yeah,
Don is automatically.
Probably everybody's thinking, "Oh, thank God, he'll finally shut up." So that's probably what most of that is.
So we got a lot to talk about this week. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. And the big news that we got today is Transformers Legends LGEX Metroplex exclusive. So this is the Takara Tomy version of Metroplex. So if you didn't get a Metroplex when he was out, God, it's been 3 or 4 years now, you can go ahead and pre-order this for a nice price of $259.99, which is about $110 more than what we got it for at U.S. retail.
Yeah. From the Cybertron School of Reissue Pricing comes Metroplex.
Well, I mean, it is a Legends version. It is a Takara Tomy version. Yeah. So to be fair, this was probably $200 roughly when it came out 4 years ago.
Yeah, at least, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I think the Takara version looks much better. Again, that's like saying water is wet, but you don't have that. And I've said this before. It's that huge swath of white, of just unpainted white, which is why I hated the Hasbro version. Well, hate's a strong word. I was apathetic towards the Hasbro version because it just didn't look good. But the Takara version, I think, is the best looking of the 3 versions if you count the San Diego one, because the chrome just didn't look right on him. It's like, let's put chrome on him. Where? Let's chrome his thighs. Okay, that's something I guess.
I love the chrome. Now, does this version, the Takara version, I'm assuming this doesn't have stickers because I'm looking at it and it looks like all paint apps.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, the Autobot sticker, I guess, is a tampo. Maybe that's part of the increase in price. Instead of getting a sticker sheet, they're doing it in factory to be with the problem that Hasbro has had with stickers. Maybe they're just doing it as in factory work, so that way you've got a better quality control over the peel and fall off stickers. Maybe.
No, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm looking at the chip mode or the whatever we're calling that. And that does have those little arrow details. I just can't tell if they're painted or not.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
If you don't have to sticker this thing up, I'd gladly pay an extra $100 for it. Because I hate doing those stickers.
Especially after Triptychon, right?
Yeah, I still, my Triptychon's only 3/4 done, so...
So you got a trip to cut.
Yeah. And this does come with 2 guns, which the Hasbro one only came with 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now, I'll be honest, this is just me, I know, but I still think Utopia is a much better looking Metroplex.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I know that's, again, I'm not trying to be Captain Obvious here, but it's just, again, for the price of what you're paying for the Hasbro Legends version, I'm not even sure what the prices are running right now for a Make Toys Utopia or even Dystopia. For that at that point, it's just, I still think it just looks better.
Utopia for me is just a little bit small. I have it. I like it. but I wish it was a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So what? It would probably be maybe 2 inches shorter than this Metroplex? Maybe 2 or 3? Because I know you got one behind your shoulder there, Diecast.
Yeah. He's about a good 3 inches shorter.
I mean,
more.
He looks bulkier, especially in like the thigh area, than Metroplex for sure. But yeah. I can see him being a little short, being a bit of a criticism for him, no doubt.
But you see, that's why you take a VHS tape under each foot and you put it under the foot, and then you boost them up the extra.
What's a VHS tape? I mean, I know, but I'm sure there's kids watching. Going, what?
It's what I had laying around at the time to make mine just a little taller.
When you use 8-tracks because they're a little bit smaller, I'm sure you got plenty of those lying around.
Actually, no. I was born right when 8-tracks was ending and cassettes was being the new technological wonder, that you didn't have to have like stops in the middle of each thing while it changed the track. So yeah.
I think the show is going to be the show of reissues, because the next reissue we have is Takara Tomy Masterpiece MP40 Targetmaster Hot RODIMUS. And he's got some fuchsia and he's a little bit darker red, I guess.
Oh, definitely darker, yeah.
Yeah. But it's still that same MP Targetmaster, which it turned out better, like a lot of Takara stuff. The bad pictures at the beginning didn't help, especially with like Ratchet and Ironhide. It sort of carried over to Hot Rod, who wound up being much better in person once we got him. But it's still not a perfect masterpiece Hot Rod. Although I will say that I am surprised they are using the Targetmaster they're using to some degree, but it does kind of make sense because they're using the offshoot mold that came with Master MP9 RODIMUS here in the U.S. at Toys R Us as Firebolt. And as we mentioned on this week's RFC, it is a little big in vehicle mode, but so was Firebolt sticking out of the top of G1 Hot Rod. So it does work in that degree, but this magenta, to me, it looks like is this magenta, but it's also like a plum almost a plum. So it's not enough to make me want to buy it again, especially since I've got offshoot and I've got the other RODIMUS. So I mean, I've got one RODIMUS, I've got a Targetmaster RODIMUS with MP09. So if this goes on sale, I might get it just as a completionist. But what do y'all think?
Well, go ahead, Dick. I
need it. Oh. I don't need it. I really wish if they were going to give us the Targetmaster and a repaint of Hot Rod that they would have done it as a black Hot Rod, because I would have bought that.
Yeah, and then you can always just take the Targetmaster and give it to the other one if you have it. So Hot Rod for me is interesting because when they first announced Masterpiece Hot Rod, I was all about it. I really wanted it. And then I saw those pictures that Don alluded to, especially the one of him like with the fishing rod and the shoulders out. And I'm like, oh, wow, I don't think I can do this. And then, most of the people who actually got it were okay with it. They thought it actually ended up being pretty good. So now I have another opportunity. So this is something I might actually go for. I'm not sure yet, but there's a chance.
And another good thing about this being the next MP reissue. Now, this is just my theory, and I've stated this before on the other shows and everything, that maybe they need more time for the next big thing, which would be like a mold, a new mold, or a character that's been hard to get. So I'm using this news of it being a reissue recolor in the fact that MP41 is going to be something really special. It could be our Jazz, it could be Trailbreaker or Hoist, it could be Mirage. Because that's always been my theory, is they're using the repaints to give them more lead time before the next thing that's either a new item or it's going to be something that doesn't have a lot of repaint potential, like Mirage.
I'm saying they're holding off. It's going to be Masterpiece, Beast Wars, Megatron. That's what the next one's going to be.
Well,
Yeah,
that would be
probably.
that would be a special.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty special, because we've got Primal, and then to get Megatron, and if they follow up with another one, I guess they would probably do. I'd have to say Tarantulas would be like, if they want to do like 2 Maximals and 2 Predacons.
Yeah.
I think it'd be Tarantulas at some point down the road.
Yep. And another, I guess you can call this a reissue. X-Transbots MX3, or III, however you want to say that. ELIGOS.
Pretty much when you look at it.
Yeah. The clear version. It's not only clear, it's clear purple.
Yeah.
With some
Lavender.
painted die-cast boots. Lavender, yes. Yeah.
Yes, it's very Bed Bath and Beyond. It's very, I'll be honest, I see what they're going for in the whole scanning that scene where Cyclonus is being from, take your pick, Kickback or Thundercracker, whichever one you want, before he's turned into Cyclonus, which I know what they're shooting for. But as I said on RNFC last night, or on Wednesday night, when I get the crystal plastics, I like them to have a little bit of color, not just from one. Like, I've got the Toy World, the clear version. He's got the translucent yellow, the green. You've got a darker green in some places. You got some gold highlights. So the power of the Jolly Rancher is broken up in a color palette, not just one complete solid color. And I think, was it Brian Diecast that said if they had painted the grid lines on this to that moment where he's being scanned by Unicron, that kind of would have probably made the figure at least a little more unique.
Someone mentioned it last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This needs something to be a little bit more unique, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, it's already unique, just not in the best of ways. Although I will say, having the red painted eyes, that really makes the eyes stand out on this figure, as well as the funky feet.
That's easily the number one feature of this. Those red eyes really do stand out.
Yeah. So, okay.
And the only reason the feet are funky is because they're die-cast and they can't do clear die-cast.
Yeah. That would be hard.
So my unofficial name for this guy is now the Funky Phantom.
Yeah, I mean, that works. First of all, Team Thundercracker. That's who turned into... that's what I'm saying. And Don, you specifically brought out that Cosmos just to upset Diecast. I have no doubt about that, because I know Diecast does not like that toy.
No, because he's here because he's cosmically powered by the ability of Jolly Ranchers. So
I saw that clear one for like $20, and I passed on it because I hate that mold.
Jeez, I wish I saw it. Taobao?
Yeah.
Well,
I got mine for $45 with free shipping, so it probably wouldn't have been too much different.
I mean, for $20, just get it so you can take a hammer to it or something. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't hate it per se, but I definitely am not going to be spending $170 on it.
It's
yikes
for a clear plastic translucent figure of a very popular character. It's boring.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And let's talk about KFC/X-Transbots. Doesn't always have the best plastic quality to begin with, and now you're making it clear. That's even scarier.
Well, there is that, but I'm just wondering how much. See, I don't know if the clear plastic is as much of a danger as it was, say, 5 or maybe 10 years ago. Because there's really not that much clear plastic stuff coming out. We've got this, we've got the Toy World Cosmos, we've got the DX9 Clear Ghost Starscream, which is really some of the more recent clear offerings since we got, say, the original Ghost Starscream in Classics. There was the Ghost Starscream from the Combiner War mold for Grand Galvatron, but there's not been that much. So maybe the technology behind the clear plastics the formulations have gotten better, so it's not an issue.
Yeah.
There's just not been enough sold to get any kind of bell curve on the quality yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of people complaining about their Ghost Starscreams from Ground Galvatron blowing up yet. So, boy, that's another one I wish they'd re-release. But yeah, so hopefully maybe they do have clear plastics down. Now, granted, that'd be Hasbro versus a third party, but still, at least that's probably the most prevalent clear one I can think of that's been put out recently. So,
yeah. And next up on the list, we have the Transformers Legends LG58 clone box set of FASTLANE and CLOUDRAKER. And these are... I think this set's pretty good because I'm not really a fan of the pink. It's a little bit too bright for me. But it's only for $35.99. So if you missed the box set and you missed the Walgreen exclusive, or maybe you're just waiting for the Takara Tomy versions, at least this is a sign they're going to do the Autobot twins and the Decepticon twins, I imagine.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not. I can see what they're going for with the lighter pink as far as the animation accuracy, I believe, but it really doesn't look good on these figures. It's even if I had not gotten FASTLANE and I had the and I was trying to find the CLOUDRAKER and the Walgreens set, I don't think I'd be getting these just because that pink really just puts me off on that.
It seems like such a mismatch. It just doesn't look like it's matched properly.
Exactly. It's not. I mean, we know it's animation. They're going for the animation look on these, but it still looks like you said. It's like a yellow bumblebee that doesn't match. It's like they didn't try to color correct it because, it's not for me. But hopefully this will fill some people's gaps in their collection if they couldn't get, the other ones as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost wonder now if it would have looked a little bit better if they did the arms and the head the same pinkish color.
Yeah.
I think that would have made it interesting.
Yeah. Or at least different enough to at least they might get more orders off people that wanted both toy accurate versus show accurate. But again, Takara has been doing some funny things with their colors lately, so it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that Walgreens hits stores soon because I'm still looking to pick that up since they're going to be at a deluxe price for the pair.
Yeah.
And then speaking of more repaints and redos, and we have Planet X PX09A ACIS, I guess, and Planet X PX09S SENECTUS.
Sunstorm.
Yeah. So Sunstorm and Acid Storm,
right,
basically.
Acid Storm. Yeah. Again, it's that War for Cybertron / video game kind of motif that I really don't like for the Seekers, and it's not bad, but $95, and it's just because I can understand the original ones being a little expensive for Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker, but by this point, shouldn't there be some price drops on these to try to be a little more enticing for people to complete basically your Rainmakers?
Well, I think they did. I think they were originally $105, so they dropped it like $10.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, they did something.
Yeah, it's just that video game look is not quite the Tetrajet look that I want to get. And for all of its issues, Impossible Toys has still done the best looking Tetrajets for Cybertron modes so far, and they're not even in business anymore. So,
yeah, I'm not down with the $95 repaints. I like when Hasbro does it at box size because then, $15-20 I can have 3 bots that are the same mode just in different colors.
Yeah. And this mold, and this mold to me has always been kind of clunky looking for a flying robot. It just doesn't seem to have the sleekness that you've come sort of expect from the Seekers. Now, granted, it's a Cybertron flying wedge mode, and I understand that because physics doesn't exist apparently on Cybertron.
Nope.
But physics, what's that? It's a guy's line. But now, yeah, I just even if it was like $79.99 or something, I still couldn't get behind this just for the design itself. They're great looking figures. I like the paint jobs. They're definitely Acid Storm and Sunstorm, and I'm sure we'll probably get the purple guy that was part of the Rainmaker set. We might even see the Pastelicons, the random pastel ones that showed up from time to time in G1. But
I think I like the color on Acid Storm more. Those greens. But yeah, I mean, if I was to get anything of this, I'd just go for the Starscream they put out originally. So
yeah,
I kind of like the Sunstorm a little bit better because I think you've got the contrasting reds and yellows, plus you've got the purple highlights. So I think that plus all that yellow against the white really makes it pop. But again, not for $95, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I think that one does have the better highlights, but I think overall I'd take the colors on the other one.
And if you didn't notice the theme here yet, we have yet another re-release. MP22 Masterpiece Ultra Magnus is already getting a re-release. And this one, I guess, is going to be out. When are they saying? August? Restock coming August?
Yeah.
That's this month. So.
That's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's happening that quick, and we just pretty much found out about it. Has this really been not produced for that long that they need to re-release this?
It's been a couple years.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if maybe it doesn't have something to do. Now, I don't know why, but this has been announced just after that the MP10 711 Magnus is coming out. I know that's on down the road a little bit. I'm just wondering if maybe they're just putting this out so Magnus collectors have something else to get in addition to the 711 version. I'm not sure if there's any kind of correlation or not. That's just a lot of Magnus at one time.
A lot of Magni.
Yeah, I mean, he is a great masterpiece. I think he's really nice. Definitely worth picking up if you don't have him. I won't be picking it up because I already have him.
I'm just kind of surprised they didn't. I mean, they've done the Diaclone version and they're redoing the regular. I was thinking maybe they could have done another, something different with this. I'm sure there's been other versions they could have done. It just, I don't know. But the price though is really not much more than it was when he came out originally. Maybe $30, give or take.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, because I remember, I got mine at St. Charles BotCon because I bought him and my Apollyon at the same time on a group deal on a deal, and I got mine. It worked out to be about $140 a piece because I bought both. And for Apollyon at the time, that was about $30 less than what he was running for, and that was about $20 less for Magnus. So that's really not going to be that much of a jump compared to, say, what they're doing for Metroplex.
Yeah. I don't have them, but it's a little more than I want to spend. And of course, they also announced the re-release of Megatron too. I think for about the same price. So if anything, I'd get Megatron first because I finally have my MP10.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Toys R Us. And I don't think there's any QC issues. Fingers crossed.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, next up on the list, we finally have something new.
What?
But we've only had about 7 companies.
New as far as this company and this version of this character. We've had 1 or 2 of these before. Just
1 or 2.
Yeah, and basically this figure is probably on par that if you add up all the versions, it might be close enough to beat the number of Springers that we've had.
Probably.
And this is GCreations GDW-02 FUUMA. I like the name FUUMA. It's just fun to say, but it is another 6-shot.
Another 6-shot, and we've had 3. We've had 4 from Mastermind. I can't even remember all. I can't remember all the ones we've had. We've had a lot of 6 shots. I'll be honest, he does look good. I mean, he's got the proportions there. He's big. He's beefy. He looks like a towering thing of doom. But
does he look $209.99 good?
No,
not really. No, I would have put this at about $169 to $179. But again, GCreations is known for doing their stuff a bit bigger than other folks. So, I guess if you want him to go on par to par with Ultra Magnus, he'll scale up nicely for that.
Yeah,
but did we really need another one? I mean, I know that's kind of the question that goes around with third party a lot. We've already got the Hasbro Takara one. We've had the Mastermind creations. We've had a couple from other companies as well. I would have rather seen something else that we didn't have, or maybe they could have been bold and come out with, this being the Great Shot version first. Because if you need a Great Shot, you're not going to spend $600 or $700 for a G1 Great Shot that can yellow in the box. So that would be a great alternative to this, or Shadow Maru from Brave. Just, something different than another 6-shot.
Well, also, this is a IDW version of 6-shot, if that makes any difference. I'm not that big on the IDW, so I don't know, but that's what it says. So there is that.
We definitely haven't seen a lot of him in the comics recently. I think there was 1 or 2 panels in More Than Meets the Eye a few years ago, but other than that, yeah, he's been kind of MIA.
Because he's like the phase 6er, right? He's like the one you call in if you want like to level a planet.
Yeah, him, Overlord, and Sky Shadow, or Black Shadow, whatever they call him on there.
It's nice, it's pretty, but even if it was $50 cheaper, I would not have a need for another 6-shot at all.
Yeah, like price wise, he's like out of my range, and yeah.
I think the Fans Toys one is going to be cheaper than this. So,
we've got another one coming. Jeez.
And yeah, there's Black Shadows. That's the other 6-phaser in IDW. I am disappointed I do not see any pictures of the submarine mode, because I would love to see if we can get maybe a certain. Well, I guess no one from Hasbro would want to do it, but someone hold that submarine upside down. Don has Headmaster, has RC. Diecast has. Can you hold this upside down?
No, you can't hold a submarine upside down. That's not how they work. And there was one more thing we really didn't have a picture of it, but the Perfect Effect has announced that we talked about this on the show Wednesday, that they're coming with cabs for Genrai that actually small robots that transform and combine with Genrai. They've also announced they're doing one in the black colors to go with the San Diego Comic-Con Optimus Prime.
Okay, so, I wondered which one that was for.
Yeah, so that was just, I think that was announced after the show, so it just sort of snuck in under the radar. But it is being done for that Optimus, which may or may not be going up sometime soon.
It's just not available for pre-order yet, and it's most people didn't even get a chance to get the San Diego Comic-Con version of that mold yet. So I don't understand. I mean, I know it's a repaint for them, so it probably doesn't cost too much to do it. I just don't understand when third parties do an upgrade kit for a very limited figure. So because that even limits who's going to buy it even more, because it has to be someone that has that figure and wants to upgrade it and is willing to spend the money that the third party company wants to charge for that upgrade kit.
Or they may be planning on doing what was done in the early to mid 2000s with like Fans Project and a couple other people did trailers to go with existing toys. They might be planning their own Genrai trailer that you can buy down the road in a Magnus or an Optimus or a Black Optimus version. So they'll already have the figure out. Not only will it go with what they're planning, but they can get some immediate sales and more mold usage for the San Diego version, however limited it may be.
Yeah, if the regular Prime sold enough that they thought maybe that would be a good next step. I don't know.
And as its own little figure, even if you don't have other than the weird funky smokestacks, the way they're done, I like the way it looks. And I think it's a really interesting standalone figure. I kind of hate that for Optimus you have to buy the other Perfect Effect kit for $30 to get the high Q and some of the other because just like we said on like I think Brian said or Chris said on RFC, you're adding another $100 to the price of Genrai and God Bomber to get the perfect God Genrai. But as a standalone figure for $60, it's a nice little Optimus, and if they do trailers later on, it might be a nice little set. So you never know.
Yep. And just to let everyone know, I did review this week on RFC Reviews on YouTube Terminus Giganticus, which is also nicknamed Alchagus Mywalagus. That's hard to say. Alchagus Mywalagus. And he is a huge figure. He's 11 pounds, and he is amazing. If you're a Mega Supreme fan, I might actually say it's a little bit too big, but wow. It is very, very nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an Omega fan, but I initially wasn't going to get him, and then we saw the color pictures, and we saw how great he looks. And so I actually took Devil Stinger off my purchase list and replaced it with
the
Omega.
Thing that's right behind you.
I was getting to that. Yes, I was getting there. So yeah, I took Devil Stinger from Make Toys as my Black Zarek figure off my list and replaced it with Omega because I'm not an Omega fan, but this figure made me want him. Yes, I do have Devil Stinger now. I got him on a really good deal from P.All. Thank you, P.All. I appreciate it. It's because now I can have both and not be like, oh, I really want it. Because as we go on, that's going to get even more pricey as the supply drops. And because while we were looking and talking about the Metroplex, I looked up Utopia. I only see one Utopia on eBay for $537 plus $200 shipping.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why I went ahead and got him when the opportunity arose.
Well, that's the Utopia Kilby has to get, right?
No, he needs Dystopia.
Oh, Dystopia, right?
Yeah, that's
right,
okay. Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting. Unfortunately, my Omega Supreme slight translation error with the seller that I bought on eBay. I've had a great luck with him. I've always got real good figures. I thought he was getting both parts a little early. He got the A part early, but B part will still be in about 3 weeks. So I'm not getting mine quite as fast as I thought I would. But thanks to some Dynanomics, I also got a real good deal on him. So I don't mind waiting for that.
Cool.
And don't forget, everyone, that you can help us. That's right. You can help us and all of our shows by going to tfradio.com/donate Targetmaster.net/Amazon and do all your regular Amazon purchasing, and it won't cost you anything more. What Amazon will do is they will kick a couple pennies back our way to help keep the lights on. And if you're using that link already, thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. And if you're not using the link yet, please help us out. It is very costly to keep the lights on. So
yeah, and with us trying to do all this extra content, that sort of just keeps adding to the cost. It's just if you can help us out, we really do appreciate it. It's just something to help, because we all love doing this. Because if we didn't love doing it, we wouldn't be here. But there are a lot of behind the scenes costs involved. So if you can use the link, especially with a lot of the stuff that's coming up for the holidays, it would be helpful. And
especially consider the fact you're actually taking money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket, and considering he's got enough money, he's trying to go to the moon. I think that's okay.
And this is the part where I always say that's where our money went this week, but I don't know if I can really say that this week. That's where our money didn't go this week.
How about this? It's where our money could go, but probably won't.
Yeah, could go, but probably won't. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
This has been There Goes My Money.